त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। There are few things one has to keep in mind while reading Mahabharata. Whatever is written, the characters and whatever they were doing, whatever was happening, it is not to judge that somebody is good or somebody is bad. It is not for that purpose. How different minds in different situations work differently, that is depicted. All the human minds are there in the Mahabharata. All kinds of whatever was there in previously and whatever will be in the future or whatever is present at this moment, all kinds of minds and how they function, that is given. It is not to judge that this is good, this is bad. No, not for that, not to do the character analysis or the character assassination. And second thing, the Bhagavan, Lord Sri Krishna is telling somebody to do something and not to do something. That means Bhagavan is taking side. No. In many places, of course, will come in the stories, then I will tell at that time, that how Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling whatever that person has to go through, only he is telling that. He is not directing somebody, do this, do this one. No, he is not trying to change the course of action. What a person will do in his life, what is going to happen, Bhagavan is just directing that person. He is just a means. He is not really giving advice or anything. He will not deviate. What a person has to go through, he will not deviate. Actually, he could have stopped Draupadi Vastraharanam. He could have stopped the Pandavas. He could have stopped the war, but he didn't stop at all. He didn't stop because it has to happen. And he knew that what is going to happen, since he is the omniscient, so he knew what is going to happen, so that he only facilitated. He didn't really do anything. Third thing, um, the main teaching is like whenever Bhavan Sri Krishna is is taking the side of somebody, it is that means that person is on the side of dharma. Wherever there is dharma, there is Lord Sri Krishna. It doesn't matter who that character is. If that person is in the dharma, then Bhagavan is with him. And where Bhagavan Sri Krishna is, there is Jaya. Where is dharma, there is Bhagavan Sri Krishna, and where Bhagavan Sri Krishna is, and there is Jaya, victory is there. So that part has to keep in mind while reading all these things. Now, last time we discussed regarding Chitrangada and Vichitravirya. Chitrangada is the son of the of Satyavati from says Parasara, and Satyavati Chitrangada was the older son, and the Vichitravirya was the younger son, Satyavati and Parasara Muni. But Chitrangada died because before marriage he died. He died by fighting with another Gandharva called Chitrangada. That last time we saw that one. Because the Gandharva Chitrangada didn't like this person should have his name. So he fought and Chitrangada died. And he is not married, so no children. Then Vichitravirya married to the daughters of king of Kashi, that is Kashya. and Amba and Ambalika, no, Ambika and Ambalika. Amba took Amba was very furious, and she wanted to take revenge on Bhishma, because why he broke that relationship, because she was in love with Amba, was in love with the um, the king of Salwa, and his name is Salwa also, king of Sauvala. His name was Salwa, but that marriage didn't happen. So she was angry. She is going to take revenge. She got the blessings from Lord Shiva. She is going to take revenge on Lord Shiva, Bhishma Pitama. Later, she will be the cause of Bhishma Pitama's death later in the Mahabharata. Now she is completely out of the question. Damba. Ambika and Ambalika. Ambalika is the younger one from Ambalika, and Vyasadeva. The Vyasadeva, by his power, he the Ambalika got pregnant, and Ambika was pregnant. Ambika was pregnant, and the child who was born was Pandu, and from Ambalika Pandu was born, and from Ambika Dhritarashtra was born. And that already we have discussed why Dhritarashtra became blind, and Pandu, why he was called Pandu, because his color became Pandu, like grayish color. Because when Bhagavan Vyasadeva came, Satyavati called him to have children from him. At that time, Ambalika became pale. That's why the child was born pale, and Ambika closed her eyes. That's why the child was blind. That we have seen. Now, today we'll hear the story regarding Pandu and Dhritarashtra. Since Dhritarashtra was blind, Bhishma Pitamaha, who has taken that vow that he will not ascend the throne, but always whoever will ascend the throne of Hastinapur, always he will help, always he will protect. He will do everything, but he will not be the king, or he will not get married, and he will have no children. So there is no question of him or his children become ascending the throne. So that was out of question. But he was always protected. So everything was going as per Bhishma Pitamaha. And when Bhishma Pitamaha told that since Dhritarashtra is blind, it will be very difficult for him to rule the kingdom, though he is really the actual heir of the throne, because he was older. But Pandu was given the throne, and the Dhritarashtra was okay with that. At that time, everything went on well, and Bhishma Pitamaha, nobody can defy him. So Pandu became the king. And Pandu was a very great ruler. He was a very courageous person. He was a brave person. So he really increased the domain of his kingdom. He made it a very big kingdom. So Hastinapur was the capital. Hastinapur was not when Pandu came, at that time it was a very small place. But then they annexed a lot of other kingdoms, small kingdoms, then to become a big kingdom. Pandu was very powerful. At the same time, he was very just, and he was God-fearing, and he was very helping in nature. The country was really running very well. And he got married to, then the marriage time came. Dhritarashtra got married to Gandhari, the daughter of Gandhar. That's why his name became Gandhari. And Pandu was married to Kunti. Kunti was actually the daughter of Surasena. Surasena was the king of Mathura, Surasena. And his wife's name was Marisha. So Kunti's previous name was Pritha. His name was not Kunti. Kunti is not really her real name. Her real name is Pritha. Pritha was born to Surasena and Marisha, who was a Yadav king, and he was ruling over Mathura. But his nephew was Kunti Bhoja. And Surasena and Marisha have 3 children. One is from the Srutasrava, and Vasudeva, who is the father of Lord Sri Krishna, um, and Prutha. These are three children of Surasena. Prutha, Srutasrava, and Vasudeva. Let me repeat again. Prutha, Srutasrava, and Vasudeva. Vasudeva is the dad of Lord Sri Krishna. So Vasudeva and Prutha, Prutha who will be called as Kunti, they are brother and sister. Brother and sister. So, um, but his nephew, Surasena's nephew, his name is Kunti Bhoja. He had no children. So he adopted Prutha. Since he adopted Prutha, her name becomes Kunti because Kunti Bhoja, now she becomes the daughter of Kunti Bhoja, so her name becomes Kunti. But her name is really not Kunti, Prutha. One day, Bhavan Vyasadeva came to Kunti's place, to to Kunti Bhoja's place. At that time, Kunti took very good care. She really treated him so well. Then Bhavan Vasudev was very pleased. Sorry, not Bhavan Vasudev, it is Dhruva Sarasi. Dhruva Sarasi came there, and Dhruva Sarasi was pleased with her by seeing her behavior, her simplicity, her devotion to Guru, and her serving nature. So when he left at that time, he blessed her with a boon, and he told that this boon, whomever you will want, that deity will come and you will have a child from that deity. Just by remembering, you will have that deity will appear before you, and then you will have a child from just by their blessings. And Kunti was not because she was young at that time, she didn't take it seriously. But after Dhruva left, what she did, she wanted to test what is that mantra he told. Then she chanted and remembered, and in the meantime, the Surya Devata came, appeared. And then she had a child, she got pregnant, she had a child. And she got scared. She got scared and said, oh, what is this? Because she's a virgin, she's not a marriageable age now. Then she took that child and put in a box and put in the nicely so that it would not drown, then left in the river. In the river flow, just it was going and going and going and going, and somewhere it was picked up. And that child who picked up and all those things, that we'll discuss later, because that episode will come later. But that was it was taken by, rescued by a couple, and they had no children, and who they are and all we'll discuss later. And that child was Karna. That was the Karna. So Karna was born to Kunti when she was not married. She was not married. By blessings of Lord's son, he was born. And Kunti didn't tell this thing to anybody. Nobody knew this thing because she wanted to hide, because there will be bad name and what people will talk about, and that was not the tradition. Without marriage, a child is born. So she kept it very secret, and Karna was born. But when he was born with two things. One is called the Kundala, and the other is the Kavacha. Kundala in the ear, and Kavacha on the chest. And that will be, and the Surya Bhagavan told that no, he will not be killed. Nobody can kill him as long as this Kundala and Kavach is there with this Karna. So Kunti knew that he will never die. Nobody can kill him. So he left the child in a box, nicely packed, and then in the river it went away. So she knew that the child will never die, and he is the son of Surya Devata, so always will be protected. And let us stop there. Now come to there's a Kunti. Uh, uh, so her sister was Srutasarva and brother was Vasudeva. This is Kunti. Then Pandu married to Kunti. Pandu married to Kunti. And when Pandu, since he was a very powerful ruler, always he will go to attack different countries. He will tell them to merge in so that there will be one country will be there, so it's easier to rule than small countries fighting with each other. So one time he attacked Madra, kingdom of Madra, and there the king of Madra, his son was Salya. So he defeated Salya. So Pandu defeated Salya, and after being defeated, Salya appreciated Pandu so much that they become very close friends. Though Pandu owned the kingdom of Madra, but Salya is the prince. But Salya became very good friend with Pandu. Then he gave his sister as to become the wife of Pandu, and her name was Madri. So now Pandu has two wives. One is the Kunti and the other is the Madri. Madri is the younger one and Kunti is the older one. But Madri is extremely beautiful and Kunti is very well-natured person. So Kunti and Madri, they became very close. And somewhere they tell us, no, there was jealousy, but they became very close. Always they will take care of Pandu like anything, and they will have no conflict or anything. They will always take care. One day, Pandu went for some retreat, and they have got retreat places because they're kings. So they have got in the forest. They have got house with all facilities. So they go there, they stay there, they spend some time. It is like the forest house or something. They will go for retreat. So Pandu wanted to go for retreat, and at that time, Kunti and Madri, they told that we will also go with you. We will not stay here. They told, no, I am going for retreat. You don't come with me. And that is forest, and that your place is in the palace. So stay here. But they told, no, we will go with you. And then and they gave their logic. And Pandu at the end took both Madri and Kunti with him to the forest. And that time Dhritarashtra was given the crown. Those who were blind, he was given the crown. Pandu gave and the understanding is that when he will come back, again he will rule. Pandu will rule the kingdom. But after some days, Satyavati told to Bhishma Pitamaha that I feel lonely, I don't feel good at all. So call back Pandu to Hastinapur. Their retreat place they have gone, call back. Then Bhishma Pitamaha, then he has to obey the order of Satyavati, because he is the son of Satyavati, means the foster son. His mother is actually Ganga Devi, but also Satyavati is also mother, the foster mother, or what do you call that? A foster mother. Now Satyavati told that, no, I feel lonely, call back Pandu from the retreat place. They have stayed for a long time, and let them, all of them, they come back. Then Pandu, when he went, in the meantime, when Pandu went to the forest with Kunti and Madri, one day he was hunting. They have a house, nice house. Kunti and Madri, they were spending there. But he will go for hunting. Pandu will go for hunting. And he heard the noise of deer. And he had the Sabdavhedi Vana. Sabdavhedi Vana means he can shoot hearing the sound, and the arrow will go in the direction of the sound and will hit the target. Sabdavhedi Vana. But actually, that was a deer. Of course, he heard the sound of deer, so he shoot that one. But at that time, there is a Rishi. His name is Kindama Rishi, Kindama or Kindama Rishi, and his wife. They are in a romantic relationship, taking the form of deer. So the noise what they are making is that of the deer. So Pandu heard he thought that it is the sound of the deer, so he shoot. He didn't know that he is a rishi. And this rishi has come and blessed both Madri and Kunti to become the Putravati. When the marriage happened, at that time Kindamarsi had come to Hastinapur to bless these two, bless the couple. At the time he blessed um, both the wives to be Putravati, to have children. But now he himself is killed by Pandu, and without his knowledge, because they were in the disguise of deer. And when Pandu and he made noise, when he made noise, Pandu, what happened? Something wrong happened. So he just ran to that place, and then he came in contact with Kindamarusi and his wife. Now they are both are shot, and arrow has pierced into their heart, and he is going to die. So at that time, Kindamarusi cursed Pandu, that since you are killing us when we are in a romantic relationship, that's why if a husband and wife they are married properly, and if they are in a romantic relationship, nobody should create any kind of problem to them, because that is a sin. That is sin, because that marriage was solemnized in front of the god. So priest chanted mantra. So this relationship is not like ordinary relationship. Not only it is a very divine relationship. It is all the God's blessing was taken. All the elderly people they came and blessed, and just to have progeny. But if somebody is disturbing or somebody is creating problem, then that is considered as a sin. So Kindamarasi, not out of any, he has not done anything wrong. He just caused Pandu that you disturbed us when we are in this relationship. So whenever you will have any relationship with your wives, you will also die. That way Kindamarasi cursed Pandu. And Pandu was so sad and they died. So there is no time for Pandu to ask for forgiveness. There's no time. Already sometimes how they can reduce also. But now Kindamasi and his wife, both of them, they died. Now he was very sad. And actually he is the guru. And how he can kill him? And that really bothered him so much. Then he came to the place where they were staying, and he was in a very sad mood. Madri and Kunti, they tried to cheer him up. Kunti told that, "Have I done anything wrong to you? Am I not serving you properly? Why you are sad? Are you not beautiful?" Madri also, because they are very close. Madri and Kunti, they are very close. They will always take care of Pandu. But Pandu didn't tell what happened. But in the meantime, there's a past story that when Madri and Kunti, now there are two wives. So one day, Pandu, Kunti, and Madri, they went in the forest just for strolling, just for going on the horse. And when they are going the horse, then it was told that who can go faster. And Madri was going very fast. She was very good. She was going very fast. And there is a condition that whoever will be the first will be given some gift. The king will give the gift. Since Madri was going at the end, Madri asked to Pandu that what gift you are going to give me. Then at that time Pandu has told that I will make you Putravati. That means a child will be born. See, for a lady, it is considered to have a child. If a lady is having a child, then that is paying the debt to the Mother Earth, because a lady is the source of creation, and for the creation to continue, we need creation of the trees, mountains, children, animals. We need that. And that capacity is only given to a lady. Only a lady can give birth to a child. That power God has given to a lady. Since it is a nature has given that power, so a lady has to respect that gift by giving a child to the Mother Earth. That is the concept. If the lady is not having a child, then it is considered as the runa. That means she is indebted. She could not pay the debt. It is a thinking. That means a lady has to, for the sustenance of this creation, lady has to be a child. That is the concept. So the king gave the greatest gift by which a lady can be free from the debt. So now Madri, at that time, king has told Madri, and also he has told her Kunti that children will be that is the greatest gift I can give you. But now King Damanusi has cost him that he cannot go near Kunti nor Madri. If he has any relationship, that moment he will die. So that was bothering him. He was not able to tell to Kunti and Madri. Kunti and Madri, they were trying to cheer him up. They are trying to tell everything. Hey, we will do everything. We are there for you. But in his mind, it is just bothering him. He became very weaker and weaker during the retreat time. In the meantime, Satyavati told that call Pandu, come back because to come back to the to Indraprastha because I'm missing them. I'm missing also Kunti. I'm missing also Madri. I want to see them. Then he told Bhishma Pitama to go. Then Bhishma Pitama came and told Dhritarashtra that I'm going to the forest to call them back. Dhritarashtra was suspicious. Why you are calling them back? Is it their you don't want them to enjoy the retreat place? Because he was a little attached to that crown and that throne. But Gandhari told, "Do you know, O king?" It is to her husband she is telling that for a king to be attached to a crown is the most dangerous thing. Though you are not able to see, but you can think. I am not able to see. Deliberately, she has closed her eyes. She will not see because her husband was blind, so she will not see anything. So she has put that band. She told, I am not able to see, but I can think too. I can think. So this is not good that you are so much attached. In a few days, few months, they have gone for retreat, and you are so much attached to this crown. That is not a good sign at all. But anyhow, the Dhritarashtra has to agree that okay, let him come back. So Bhishma Pitama went and brought them back, and to bring them back. In the meantime, what happened? In the forest, Kunti and Madri, they were staying. But Kunti was has gone to a different place in the forest itself. Then Pandu got attracted very much by Madri, and he was filled with passion, and he went very close to Madri. Madri was running because Madri knew later Pandu has told that what the kingdom Rishi, how he has cursed him, so that if he goes near his wife, then he will die. So Madri and Kunti, they are very careful. They will always remain away from Pandu. But that day Kunti was not there, and Pandu became filled with passion, and he ran after Madri. And Madri just running here and there, and she's calling Kunti, please, please come, sister, please come, please come. But she was a little away. By the time she came, Pandu has become very close to Madri, and he died immediately. He died immediately. And by the time Kunti came, Pandu is dead because he was cursed by Kingdom Rishi. Then Madri was feeling so bad that because of her, because they really loved Pandu, both of them, they loved Pandu like anything. And Pandu was also a very good person, good king and good husband. But now, when he died, Madri felt that she is responsible for his death. So she just she jumped into the fire, which was that funeral fire. She killed herself. But before this, before Pandu died, he told his sad thing that he has promised that he will give children, to these two wives, but now kingdom has cost, so there will be no possibility of children. But Kunti told that Durga Sarasi has given that blessing, that mantra. By using that mantra, I can have children from any deity. When she told that to Pandu, when Pandu was alive, Pandu felt very happy. Actually, one can do that by the permission of the husband. That was accepted. That was the rule. So then, first he called. She remembered Yamaraj, Dharmaraj. So the Yudhishthira was born. Pandu was so happy to see that child, and because he has no children from them. So when he saw that a very bright child, then he wanted another child. Then Kunti again remembered that mantra, and then he remembered Indra Devata. Arjuna was born. Then Vayu Devata, Bhima was born. 3 children. They are all healthy children and very. And they, also the deities, they told that he will be very righteous king, Yudhishthira, and then Bhima will be very strong because Vayudevata's son, and Arjuna will be highly intelligent and will be great archer. All these blessings. So she knew that the children are very top-notch children. But Madri has no children. Then since Madri has no children, so she gave that mantra to Madri. She told that mantra to Madri. And Madri chanted. Actually, she was supposed to call only one deity, but she called the Ashwini Kumaras. So Ashwini Kumaras came, and the 2 children were born, Nakula and Sahadev. Nakula and Sahadev were born from Madri through the Ashwini Kumar, who are the doctors in the heaven. Since Kunti had given that mantra to invoke only one deity, but she has called 2 deities. Ashwini Kumaras, there are 2 twins. Then she took away that mantra. Otherwise, Madri would have more children too, but it only stopped there. Now there are 5 children. Madri is dead. Now who has to take care of these 5 children now? Kunti. Then Kunti, and with these 5 children, they came to Hastinapur because Bhishma Pitama went there and to bring them back. In this way, the 5 children from that day, they stayed in Hastinapur, and Bhishma Pitamaha was the guardian, because Dhritarashtra was blind. Mainly, they were all taken care of. Their studies and everything was taken care by Bhishma Pitamaha, where they would study. Another story of Pandu is that there was what is his name? Just one second. When he was going in the forest, he came across a child, a small child, and a sister. Their Krupacharya, actually Krupa and Krupi, their brother and sister, and they are orphans. They're in the forest. They are there. There is no parents, nobody. So Pandu brought these Krupa and Krupi to Hastinapur, and Krupa grew up in their home. Same way the Krupi also. Then Krupa, when he became he became a great archer. And now the children were small. This Pandu's children were small. So Bhishma Pitamaha took the charge of the education of all the 5 brothers to Krupa. Then he was called as Krupacharya. They learnt all the archery and everything from Krupa. That's why his name became Krupacharya. And his sister is Krupi. All of them are in Hastinapur. Now the children are learning from Krupacharya. One day, while playing, all the 5 Pandava brothers, they dropped a ball in a well. In a well, it dropped. When it dropped, now they are trying to get it because they want to play, and they don't know how to get it, how to bring it up, and they are trying to different ways. In the meantime, one person one elderly person was coming and watching what these five Pandavas were doing. And they are trying and they are trying, they are not succeeding. Then this elderly man told to these five Pandavas that um, that who you are, who you are. He told, we are the brothers. And what are you doing? Now, that ball has fallen. We want to bring it up. Now you are not able to bring up. No, we don't know how to bring it up. Do you know archery? They told, yes, we know archery because they have learned from Krupacharya. Then you should use your skill to bring that up. So how you can bring by arrows? Arrow will send it further down. It cannot come up. Then that elderly person told that, yes, I will show you how to bring that up. Then through his arrows, he made like a rope, and he was shooting one after another. It became a rope, and then he could bring that, and he tied he shoot the arrow in such a way, he tied to the wall, and that was pulled, and it came off. And these five Pandavas were amazed to see the skill of this elderly person. And Bhishma Pitamaha came to know that this person has that ability to, by shooting arrows, he can make a rope and he can bring a ball up. Then from that day, he appointed this elderly person to become the Acharya to teach to these five Pandavas, and he is none other than Dronacharya. He is a Dronacharya. And why his name become Drona, we'll see that next time, but his name is Dronacharya. Now Krupacharya, now there are two teachers, one the Krupacharya or Dronacharya, but now Krupacharya, because Dronacharya knows more, so now the children, the five Pandava brothers, were taught by Dronacharya. Krupacharya was not teaching anymore because he knows more. And the sister, Krupacharya's sister is Krupi. So Krupi was given in marriage to Dronacharya. So Dronacharya, Krupacharya, and Krupi, all of them, they are staying in Hastinapur. So that's why they are from the very beginning, they were not staying somewhere else, they were staying there. So Bhishma Pitamaha, Krupacharya, and Dronacharya, they were considered as the guardian of Hastinapur. Now Hastinapur is invincible. Nobody can do anything because all of them, they're great people. So next time we'll see what happened to how Drona, why his name is Dronacharya, why his birth, and the five Pandava brothers, what they went through, why there was conflict in between between the Kaurav brothers, and why Kauravas are 100 in numbers. They have 100 children. The Gandhari has 100 children. How one cannot give birth to 100 children? How they become 100 children? How why their lesson is soured? They are so close related to each other, and they are playing and everything. That we'll see next time. The conflict between the birth of the Kauravas, 100 children, and the name of Drona, and the cause of conflict between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. That we'll see next time. And thank you so much. I hope you are enjoying. And please tell me if anywhere you are not, then I will try to change something or different way of telling. Because I'm also learning the process. I don't have any idea regarding how the story, but I'm also learning while telling the stories here. And thank you very much. May Puja Gurudev's blessings and Lord Sri Krishna's blessings be with all of us. And Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Okay,
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Also,